All right, here we are. All right now.
What's up, my guy? How is it going, man? How are you today?
Oh man, every day is a blessing that I can wake up and do what I want to do. Blessings and salutations to you all. It's a pleasure being in you guys' ether. Um, and I'm excited to go and do this interview, man. I got a lot of great responses for you. It's a vibe. It's a bop. By far the best quote I've ever heard.
I rock with it. I rock with it, man. So we got, of course, we know each other, Yuri. But we got Shad here. We got Vashti. Yuri, if you don't mind just introducing yourself, whether you want to introduce yourself outside of your artist name or whatever, but just go ahead and introduce yourself to the world.
Well, first, my name is Yuri. And for those who want to know what the acronym means, it stands for Every Urge Requires Exploration. Um, and that's just how I've lived my life. I'm currently working on my doctorate degree at Columbia University in urban education development and public policy. I'm getting my ass handed to me, but I'm fighting back. But I had a really good first semester, 4 A's, 2 B's. Working full time. I live in Brooklyn. I get on the train. I ride to the Bronx. Then I go to class every day. So, every urge requires exploration, and that's what I'm trying to continue doing and trying to lead by that example.
That's impressive. First off, you're getting your doctorate. You're also making music. Last time I checked, you were living in California.
Yeah.
So that's a lot, man. So my first question for you is like, how did you even? I know you say every urge, requires exploration, but how did you even find out music? Because when you when we were in school, I never heard anything about you interested in music, right? And so
Mhm.
I get on Instagram and I see this picture, and I'm like, this is a dope picture. But I know you were always like into taking photos and all those different things, and it said like on all platforms. I'm like, what's on all platforms? And I see this song, and
Yeah.
for me, I'm always gonna support people I know. So I was like, let me just check it out, right? Let me just see. And I was like, yo, this is fire. This is a vibe. Like, how did you even get into this musical journey?
First, let me do a real quick rewind. My family legacy is in music. My grandfather got his doctorate degree in music, and he was the first African American to integrate the Charlotte Symphony in 1965. And then
What
he
instrument?
Oh, he's a cellist. But again, we have every instrument within the house. We have 9 pianos in the house. So everything that I'm receiving and been blessed with is because of the hard work that they put in years ago. He was going to conduct the symphony at one point in 1968, and on that evening, Dr. King was assassinated. So before he could even conduct, of course, the show was postponed. So I have like this great photo album, and you see him and the entire orchestra, all these amazing musicians standing behind this tall black figure in the height of the civil rights movement, as they're watching their world change. But it didn't stop them. They worked even harder, and they brought that out in us. My mom, my uncle, everybody plays an instrument. My sister was by far probably the most talented. By the age of 14, she had already performed at the Apollo for like 6 weeks straight, because she plays the piano very, very well. um, and that music legacy just kept being instilled in my brother and myself. Sunday evenings after church were sitting in our dining hall while our parents and the adults talked, and my grandfather would announce, and now we'll have music by my grandchildren, and we would literally be at the piano, the violin. I play the piano, trombone, trumpet, clarinet, a little bit of the violin. I'm better on the viola. I never picked up the cello so well because I was a busy kid. But we would perform every Sunday as we did not exist. So that part of me really never came out while we were in school, but it was still there. It's just something that I don't want to say I took it for granted, but now as he's passed and time goes on, I've been researching more into my family legacy and uncovering some beautiful things about music and how they can uh, continue to transform and change your life based off of who you are. So with my sound, as I continue expressing myself openly now publicly, it's going to change as well. And I think that's what makes music beautiful. I don't ever want anything to sound the same because it gets redundant. And then you get complacent. And before you know it, oh, this is the vibe that we're in. But the good thing about a vibe is that it always changes amongst the people that you share it with. So those are the things I aspire to do with the sound that I'm creating. And this is just the beginning, and I'm super duper excited. Um, I've got a lot to do, and I've got a lot to share. Um, and it's good. It's good to be in this place. I encourage everybody to share exactly who they are, what they want to become, because it makes the world a lot better place when you're honest with yourself and you're showing, what you're made of.
Yeah, I think that's impressive. Shad, Vashta, if y'all have any questions at any point in time, please interrupt me.
I do want to ask about the song White Amy.
Yes.
I heard the title. Obviously, it's something that gives you pause. I'm assuming that that's the reaction you wanted. But is it
Hmm.
about cocaine? Tell us the origin of the song, and did you do all of the production on the song and the lyrics? So, and that's what I want to know about the song that we heard.
All right. So let me take you back. It is the grand opening of this new club in Charlotte called Broken Promises.
Called what?
We lost you. We lost you for a
Broken
Broken
minute.
Promises.
Promises.
Broken promises. Got it.
Oh,
Broken
wait.
Promises. Okay, I've heard of that.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a really aesthetically pleasing venue. So on the way there, I'm riding with a friend of mine, and the two white lines, I'll leave it up to your own interpretation. But in the beginning, it was the two white lines in the road that we were trying to make sure we stayed in between because we had turned up a little bit, telling everybody now, do not drink and drive. But that was the case that night. So we pull up to this club, is it's a definitely it's a vibe for his first night. I am waiting in line in the bathroom. Now it's more of a predominantly white club. So you got the girls' bathroom over here, the boys' bathroom over here, full of white people, and I'm in the middle. I'm like, what could possibly be going on in these bathrooms while the line is so long? So me being curious. I go ahead and just, move my way up to the front of the line, get into the bathroom. Ain't nobody using the bathroom. Everybody is doing what you expect. And I'm like, wow. So this is how y'all get down. And I was like, not even on top of that, like it was just a great vibe. I'm not even gonna lie to you. As shocked as I was, um, it was an experience. And as we all know, life is about having experiences that may shock you, that may make you say pause. But heck, I was even that guy, the first time I smoked weed. Oh my God, let me tell you about that. For my entire life. No, you can't smoke weed. On the day I graduated from UNC Charlotte, as the commencement speaker, was the first time I tapped the blunt for the first time. Man, let me tell you,
Oh, you
Carlo, I
spoke
was
at
up
the
there.
graduation?
Yeah, yes, ma'am. Yes,
You
ma'am.
tapped the blunt before the speech?
Before the speech, and it was the best speech I've ever given in my life. Oh my God, you should have seen it. I was looking over at all of the professors on the right and the dignitaries on the left, and I was trying to bring tears to their eyes. But it was a beautiful speech. I actually got it on. Oh, that's crazy. I got it on DVD. But what that taught me is like, yeah, have new experiences. You don't have to like fall into it, but if you do put yourself out there, it's something that you're gonna grow from. So moving back to the story, my friend that I was with, we ended up having a great time in the midst of all this amazing chaos, the drinks, the fun, the people doing whatever in the bathroom. Um, and that night was a whirlwind. Um, we ended up getting out of there, and the lyrics where it says, two lines of courage, everything you do is on my heart. Yeah, everything that night was on my heart. And my friend, her name is Amy, and she does happen to be white. So that was the whole basis of, the title of the name. But honestly, this song is a dedication and a mantra to new experiences and what beautiful sounds can come out of them. Even if you agree or you don't agree, let's grow up, people. It's 2025. Things have been out here for forever. But again, having those experiences gave me a new perspective on life. And I'll be damned if someone takes that away from me. Because if my
This is
music can sound like this,
Did you explore those urges that night?
man,
let me get hold on,
absolutely.
Every
let me
urge deserves exploration, right, or something, right? Did you
let me give
explore
you
those
Yeah.
context.
urges?
Let me give you context. Vashti is a reporter. She does this for a living. She's going to get down to the get down. Just let you know
You
that
better
straight
come
up.
on, Vasher. You better bring it now. Come on.
I just want to know.
I just want to tell you, every urge
Give
requires
it.
exploration.
Okay,
Okay.
then.
So let's talk about the producer of the song. Like, how did like is that something usually like what I hear about artists sometimes, right? There is usually the beat happens first, then the lyrics
No.
come, or sometimes the lyrics come around and then the producer's like, I have a beat for that, or I can make a beat towards that. Walk me through like the history or the story behind how that song was made in terms of the production piece.
All right, so I don't know if you guys know Taylor Famous. His name is D'Angelo Taylor. He is my fraternity brother. I am an Omega, and D'Angelo is a wicked producer. Matter of fact, I call him Dumble D, like Dumbledore, because he's so wicked on his beats. So we had of course, it's that same night. Same night. I'm like, D, man, I got something in my head. He's like, dude, what? It's already like 2:45 in the morning. So, um, and because my background is in music, with musical theory, musical composition, I'm really good. I found out that I'm really good with transferring my skills into music editing apps. We use Logic Pro. Shout out to Logic Pro. But also shout out to GarageBand because a lot of my songs that you will hear, they were made on my iPhone. But anywho, so D'Angelo was like, all right. I was like, listen, I love a good bass line when a song starts because, I'm really fluent in music from the 60s, 70s, 80s. I can take you all over the world with my music diaspora, but I always love a good bass line because that's the heartbeat. That's what's going to make you move. It's going to set the tone for you. So we always start with the bass first. Then after we got the bass, I was like, okay, I need this song to be mellow because I like people to be relaxed when they listen to my music. I want you to not even think about it playing, but those urges are coming out. And that's the whole mission. So after we lay the bass line, I like to keep it nice and mellow. I want people to rock out, I want people to vibe, but I want it to be sensual so that you're having these coffee table conversations, really getting to know someone. So that's where you hear the do 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 that comes in. So now the only sample that we used was to celebrate the night with me. That's the only sample we used. I cut that from Splice. But the beat, the lyrics, engineering, D'Angelo started the engineering. Then let me tell you this is funny. D was like, man, I'm tired. So D'Angelo goes to sleep. We only have the intro done. But because I'm like, man, go to sleep. I get on it and I just continue working. Everything that he laid some segments. All I do is tie it together. And that's why we're like peanut butter and jelly, man. It just works. Literally,
Literally,
he can step away and leave. I can complete it, or he can make an entire track for me. But D'Angelo is going to be my producer by far, man. Shout out to Taylor Famous. But that's how that came together, man. And it was just, Carlo, you're going to be mad at me. That was a one take. That was it.
stop lying.
No, it was a one take.
No, that's first off impressive. Shout out to D'Angelo. Shout out to Taylor Made, Taylor Famous Q. I think that's his name, Taylor Famous. Um,
Yeah.
so more music on the way. When should we be expecting it? And then is it going to be? I know you said that you like to have different sounds, but is that going to be the same type of vibe, the mellow? Because one thing I did say, during the reaction last week is this is the type of song and that vibe was like for a lot of different atmospheres. It could be, if you with your friends having a pregame, if you chilling at the house cleaning up, if you just sitting down with a candle lit, just relaxing, like that was the type of vibe that the beat reminded me of, right?
Yeah.
What should we be expecting you to do moving forward?
Expect that vibe on this first EP that comes out because I'm setting a tone for myself. So everything I do from this point on is building my structure, my platform. This is going to be my cornerstone. This tempo. So know that you're always going to be able to get though that that deep bass E.U.R.E sound is always going to be there. But my talents go beyond that. They really do. So yeah, it's going to change. Is How do I want to say this without saying too much? There's a lot. I have a lot of songs done. Matter of fact, Carla, I probably have 20 songs done already that were already kind of in my repertoire. It started during the pandemic because, of course, there was nothing to do. So I have all this free time in my house. I have pianos, timpani drums, every instrument you could think of we have in the house. So I took that time to go ahead and start really getting back to my roots. So my sound is going to change as I mature, as I age, but I'm always gonna give you that shit that's gonna make you feel good. Uh, that's gonna be the vibe. Because a lot of people have poured a lot of love into me, and I just want to make sure I reciprocate that with my music. Um, and music is beautiful. Music says, what the heart often means all the time. It's honest. All right. You can't hide from music. You can't fake the funk. Some people say, I don't really like that song, but you see them bobbing their head. Nah, music does that to you. So it brings out all the best colors of you. So expect it to get a lot better. And I can't wait to show you guys the video. It's coming soon. Yeah, the end of February. Matter of fact, Valentine's Day, I'm kind of trying to set that hard deadline. But the video is going to be intriguing. It's going to feature some classic cars. It's going to relive that entire night. I want you
I'm gonna
guys
say
to.
it's gonna
I
be in
want you
Broken
guys to.
Promises.
Oh, listen, it's going to be something. Yeah, yeah, but it's definitely going to be dope. Because I want you to see all the artistry that comes. With the depth, of music. And I wish more artists would do that today. I don't like people getting hooked up and doing the same crap. Again, it gets redundant. So I'm trying to make, a real vibey space for us you know, to add a new artist to your repertoire that you can, turn to when you have that feeling going on. Okay.
I love
So
it.
that's the
Two more
goal.
questions
That's
for
the
you.
goal. Yes,
And then
sir.
I know you're busy, so I'll let you go. One thing we love to do here at Pregame is have a top five, right? A top five of something, right? Whether it be top five TV shows, top five movies, top five best cookout foods. They always try to get me on my pasta, but it's okay. But my question
Pasta
for you,
salad.
pasta. All right, shot.
Pasta
Chill on
salad.
me.
Not too much. Not too
Chill
much
on
on
me,
the
bro.
pasta
No, I was
salad.
kidding. But my question to you is, who are the top five? You don't have to put it in the order because this is right off the cuff. But your top five artists that you are inspired by, or that your music is somewhat relatable to. I know some people are like, hey, my music is totally different. I'm in my own lane. But somebody's always inspired by something. But what are those artists, whether it be artists, sounds, music, something? I'll let it be generic, but what are the top five things that you are inspired by outside of Broken Promises and Bathroom Lines?
That sounds so good. But anywho, um, first, currently right now, there's an artist named Tannerelle. She sings this song called "Nothing Without You." It is an ode to the realities of that comes with it, the hardships of love. But realizing that if I'm going to love someone, then I have to be vulnerable enough to let them know that pieces of me, I'm nothing without you. Check her out. Her name is spelled Tanereelle. Beautiful black queen. Next on that music repertoire, um, I'm always gonna have to say Nina Simone, just because she shares that piece of classical identity. If most of you guys don't know, she started off as a classical pianist first. And then she, you know, began to take on the music end. Um, but from Four Women to Misunderstood to Me no quito paz. Oh my God, I love that song. There's so many songs from Nina Simone, but again, giving you that jazz ambiance with, telling the reality of life. And if you don't know about Nina, like, she sacrificed her entire career during the height of the civil rights movement because she started being outspoken about the things that were happening around her. And it tanked her career, but she still did it. And for those of you listening, it tanked her career, but she still did it. And that's the hardest thing that is with artists and music today. If you're feeling some way and things are happening around you, I'll be damned if you don't reflect it in your music. Because if you're going to be the wordsmith for everybody out here listening, people are following you and you're influencing them, you need to keep it real. That's why I dropped White Amy first. I wanted to keep it real. you know, it is what it is. Next, that's number two. I said Nina Simone. Number three, I'm gonna have to say Whitney Houston. My God, I love me some Whitney Houston, and I don't think a generation will ever be blessed with another voice so pure and angelic as it is. Whitney lived her life out loud, and we saw the effects of it. And it serves as a reminder of how you also need to make sure that what you're doing, your self identity and your self awareness and your mental health and your health overall is the focus when you're doing things like this. You know, I want to be influential, but I'll be damned if I'm not staying in shape. I'm not drinking my water and watering my plants and taking care of my grandma and loving on my friends and loving on my family. So Whitney is always going to be there. Now, over to the more mysterious side. When I was in school, Carlo, the weekend came out with the House of Balloons, and nobody knew who he was. It was just a bunch of balloons. So when we graduated, I threw a graduation party. We blew up 1,000 balloons, had them all through the house. A little backstory on that, man. In college, I was a square, but when I graduated, I started partying like a rock star. And House of Balloons, and the weekend by far, some of my sound reflects it, especially with the brutal honesty, because a part of me felt like I missed out on that when I was in school because I was so focused. Won't take it back for anything because I still had a good time in school, but um, the weekend was the first time that I felt like I was, living my own identity in my own life, especially because I come from such a structured and formal background. There was no time for games or, playing around and none of the shenanigans. We had to be on our shit at all times. Um, but yeah, even his rendition of Dirty Diana, man, I don't know if y'all can go back to that. My God. Um, so he's definitely there. Now, my last person that I got to give it up to. Mm, 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 mm. I gotta include Michael Jackson. I come from that era, not even come from that era, but these are the quiet conversations that I
How old
used
are
to have.
you?
35. I got an old soul, baby.
Oh, you in that era?
I am. Yep, yep, yep,
Yeah,
yep.
So
okay.
so
Yeah, you
Uh,
there.
yeah, so
yeah.
no Prince. I was thinking you were gonna go Prince with the last one due to the musicality over
That's a good
Mm,
PJ.
point.
no,
Very good point.
well, no, I want to be Prince. That's why I didn't even put him on the list. I'm trying to be
Fair
Prince.
enough. Fair.
I'm trying to be the next Prince by all means. I love Prince. Matter of fact, my falsetto is built on Prince's range. And yeah, but I a lot of things I do, I don't want to imitate him, but I want to take a piece of Prince and give it a new perspective. So that's why I left him off the list. That's because I want to be great like that. Now I ain't gonna wear the assless pants. Because my grandma still rock with me and I don't want her to go to glory. Uh but
Has she
yeah,
heard White Amy?
of course she has. Oh my goodness. Let me tell you this. Last time, my grandma. So we call my family home. We call it the castle because they put everything they work for is in this estate. And my grandma is big on entertaining. She's a part of every club you can possibly imagine. So that partying mentality, how to host a good party, how to make sure everyone feels good, parking's good, all the above, it comes from my grandma. I've thrown the craziest parties while my grandma is in the house. Matter of fact, she'll come downstairs. She'll be like, "E.U.R.E, baby, make sure you put my stuff back. I don't want to have to file elder abuse on you." And I'll be like, "Nana," but she knows and she sees it all. And that's why we have such a beautiful, great relationship.
Right.
She knows and she sees it all, and she loves me nonetheless.
I respect
I love
that.
it.
And so, yeah, she's seen it. She's seen it all. She's seen it all. She's seen it all. Heard it all too. Matter of fact, on one of the songs that I will release, probably my exit song. She's featured on the track. Yeah, she hopped in the studio with us. So you're gonna hear from good old, we call her Saint Mac. Her name is Maxine Davis, and she is now 91, and she was in
Wow.
the recording studio with us. So
That is so dope. So dope.
um,
So when
got
all
a
right,
lot of great
so
space coming.
love it. Any dates that I know you said hopefully Valentine's Day the video's coming
Yes,
out.
yes.
Anything else like any dates that we should know about? And then also, how can people find you either on social media or, music wise so that people can keep in touch with you?
All right. So first, February 14th, I'm looking to release White Amy. March, getting ready for spring break. That's when my EP is going to drop. It's going to be 6 songs, so be on the lookout for that. Also, you can find me on Felonia.com. Felonia is my brand. That is my baby. We do some incredibly different events. So if you ever want to have an experience when you go out, check out Felonia. I'm on all platforms, E.U.R.E. And for those who don't know what it means every urge requires exploration. And I want you to live by that. But you can check me out on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Music, whatever. If there's something new that comes out, I'm going to make sure I put it out there for you guys because I want to stay connected. On Instagram, my name is E.U.R.E the One. It's only been E.U.R.E the One because that's where it started. But that is E.U.R.E the number 1. And hit me up. I'll respond whenever I can. School's going to be back jumping again. I'm looking to do something on campus. So you're going to see me with a whole bunch of Ivy League kids out there singing White Amy. So be on the lookout for that. That's going to be a little different. So I'm excited for that.
Awesome, man.
And yeah, good sir.
Look, E.U.R.E, I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. If there's any other song you want us to react to, listen to, get a feel for it, we will be happy to do that. And one thing that Pregame's gonna do is always be honest about our reviews, and we appreciate you taking the bop. Yeah, we will be honest, and so that's why I loved it when everybody was like, "This is a bop, this is a bop." I was like, "Yo, I gotta post it. I gotta let E.U.R.E." And E.U.R.E, I didn't tell you that I was gonna do this. And I posted it, and you reached out on there and said. You would love to come on after I said, would love to have you on. So thank you for spending some time. Best of luck with everything. And we would definitely be keeping in touch with your musical journey, man. So shout out to you, man. Appreciate you.